Hello guys, this is the AJ Studios. Actually, do you know what? Scrap the intro, let's start talking about this episode. So I'll talk about like the first half and then I'll talk about the second half. So the first half we have this Judoon story. The idea that you have a fugitive and how the Judoon have landed on Earth to try and find this fugitive. I have a bit of a soft spot for episodes that have aliens coming to Earth, that kind of stuff, because I really love that kind of episode. That's why all of my episodes in my series have this kind of earthly, like, they're always on the ground, like boots on the ground. I don't like too many episodes up in space and things like that, just because, you know, you need to relate Doctor Who to the real world instead of, you know, being up here. And it also provides that little idea of escapism, you know, without having to, you know, go up into space. Judoon stuff are really cool. I think that as a child I really loved the Judoon. Like, I was 5 or 6 and I would walk around my house basically just shouting Judoon language. I'm not going to do it again. I actually had a figure that I got while I was on holiday in Skegness or wherever it was, and there is a picture that I can't find, but there is me, my cousins, my sister, and in the pocket of my cousin's bag is the Judoon's head sticking out. That's super cool to see them back. I was just a bit of a weird thing, but did anyone notice that he has like a scratch across his eye? I thought that would be addressed, but it didn't. Do you know what's really bad? When the lady ripped off the horn of the rhino, I was thinking of like, please don't say they're going to do like a message when they, like they did with Orphan 55, when they start talking about animal hunting and like taking out horns off rhinos and stuff. Please, no. Okay, the next thing that we have is Jack's return. Now, I was so ecstatic to see him back. I think that all of the rumours and everything, if something like a character returning did not like happen, then I would be so disappointed with the episode. I think I literally fell into the trap as much as I tried not to, into the hype, and I fell straight head first into it, which means that as soon as it popped up I could have screamed, but if I didn't, my granddad probably would have had a heart attack. He seems to be making a kind of cameo like setup appearance, and that setup appearance is something that they will definitely address in the future. So the new Doctor thing is something that I quite like. I like the idea, you know, the idea of a multi-Doctor story is not something completely alien. I was thinking that they could do like a parallel world kind of thing. That would be really cool, but they didn't really address sort of where she is in the timeline of Doctors. That actually got on my nerves a little bit, the fact that they couldn't say like she's like a parallel universe Doctor or something like that, because that would have been fine. Things that I really liked, just like small points, the TARDIS being buried I thought was really cool, and I thought that the fact that she was basically the parallel to the actual Doctor, the Doctor, our Doctor, was really cool. You know, she's using the guns, she's like doesn't really care about killing, and maybe that could make the Doctor reflect on her own actions like she did last episode when she, well, some people said that she brutally killed that species. You know, maybe she could reflect on those actions, because that would be a really cool part of her arc. And in fact, her arc throughout this episode, and Jodie herself, is doing a great job in this episode. I think that she needs to tell them about Gallifrey really soon, because I think that once you get into that, you can get straight into the meat of their conflicts. It feels like they're just holding out for something, but I don't know what. A lot of Series 12 episodes have had one glaring problem, and that has been the fact that they have, for some odd reason, not used their companions correctly. So, I don't know why, but they have this sort of fear of not featuring a companion. Like, they have to put them all in each time. Like, there'd be no reason why you could not have the Doctor just do this on her own, or just have one member. She does not need all of them. For what they did in the episode, they did very little. They spoke to Jack, and that was about it. You know, I liked how Yaz had a small moment when she got to speak to the police, but she kind of just backed up the Doctor, and it wasn't really something that she could do individually. Maybe next week we can get something like that, but I keep saying this every week, and I'm slowly beginning to think it won't happen. I think it's safe to say that throughout this entire series, in fact her entire run, I feel like the companions have always been the weak bit. The ending of the episode itself I think was pretty decent. I think that for what they were trying to do, I think that, you know, they were sticking so much in here. I was questioning whether it was going to end or whether it was going to have a satisfying enough of an ending, and I think it did. I think it was rather nice. I liked how they had this sort of conflict between the two Doctors, and I felt like the villain could have done with a little bit more development. And, you know, what is she? How does she get there? What is her purpose? Is she is she teleporting between, like, is she like a bounty hunter for Gallifrey? Like, is she searching for Time Lords and bringing them back home? Like, where's the timeline of that? You haven't explained all that to me. Could say that the episode kind of starts off in one place and then ends in a completely other. You know, for an episode of Doctor Who, they don't tend to go from such extremes, which I think I found really odd in the episode, but that is basically my nitpick of the week. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give a like, subscribe if you're new. I shall see you next time. In fact, I have a good amount of videos coming out over the next week that I'm really looking forward to bringing out to you. The episode itself I think was really, really strong, and there was just a few moments that just kind of let it down, but they were only small things. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.